travel back to the high wall of Lothric bonfire. We're going to go down and pick up the symbol of Avarice and then take out the Dark Wraith. Want to equip what we can to raise our item discovery. As well as the undead hunter charms. So pop a coin and then throw the hunter charm at it. Hopefully we get it. If you don't get it when the teeth go in, use the crystal sage rapier to hit it one time and put it back to sleep, and immediately hit it again. There we go. Get your red eye orb, which is going to be a necessity for a Twink build, and we're out.
I can see it in your eyes.
Make sure to talk to Leonhardt.
If you then is, I can.
We'll head to Farron Keep, and we're going to take on the swamp. Make sure to pick up the bone shard, that's the Estus shard over here by the Leaning Tower. The building there. We're going to pick up the Sage's Coal, which should give us the ability to do the Blessed Infusion at this point. And before moving on, it's a good idea to take out the tree giants with a bow and some fireballs from up here. Over here by the mushrooms, grab this Sage's Scroll. And before you go into the crab, make sure you got the dagger in your hand for the quick step. Keep him close to the tree so our buddy can rain down arrows on him. And every time you hit with an arrow, you get a new post. And you can just do that over and over again. Just wait for him to get hit with an arrow. And new post. And he's no problem. And then the building right down from the bonfire with all the slugs in it. Make sure to pick up the undead bone shard there. If you are looking for heavy gems, you can farm them from this bonfire. The Gru that blows the poison mist, he can drop heavy gems. It's a decent spot. Also from this bonfire, if you head down the ramp towards the big door, the slugs can also drop heavy gems. It's a little more rare, but there is a lot more slugs. So I always come down and farm the slugs in the building over and over again to get heavy gems. We're gonna make our way up the ladder and join the Watchdogs of Farron Covenant, as well as pick up the ashes and a crystal lizard up here. I usually skip taking on the demon until later. You can get Havel's Ring or the Boulder Heave Pyromancy with his soul. I don't really use either of them, so I just save them for later until Havel's armor sets over there, and then I come take care of him. Pick up the Nameless Knight armor set over in the corner here. Make sure to head into the cave so you can grab the antiquated set and the golden scroll. That'll be both the first spell books that you can give, or the spell books, the spell scrolls that you can give, is it Vindrick? Your magic merchant. And don't forget to come out into the swamp and look for Iron Flesh Pyromancy. And as long as you put out all 3 flames, that's everything you need out of the swamp. We got the doors open. We'll head over to the perimeter and open all that up. Head in and light up the Farron Keep perimeter bonfire. This is also another good spot for heavy gem farming. The right outside the door to the right hand side against the wall is one of the grooves that will drop it, so you can also farm the dark wraiths for either tongues or armor, the dark sword. Head back from the bonfire. We're going to take out the giant crystal lizard here, and then excuse me, pick up the great magic weapon spell. Definitely a good one to have. Don't forget to hop out the hole in the wall. Pick up the Attunement as well as a hollow gem. We'll head to the shrine. Give the coal to Andre, and then we're going to infuse our cestus with the blessed gem that we got. Make sure it's upgraded. It regens your health faster the more it's upgraded. Give up your sorcery scrolls.
Oh, it's not more. Come again.
Give up the pyromancy scrolls.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, no, tell you what.
Be careful not to give her any of the dark faith scrolls, though. Pick up the ring just in case. Only 300 souls. Always good to have force.
And this is my second time encountering Sirius, so make sure you're talking to her.
Hello again. I if a blessing.
We want that Dark Moon loyalty. We want to keep her storyline going. We want the cat ring from her, and we'll get the dragon axe eventually, as well as the Hollow Knight armor from Hodrick. So before we go into the Cathedral of the Deep, we're going to have to deal with the giants. And the easiest way to do so is with a bow. So I'm going to go ahead and throw 2 points into Dex. That way I have the ability to use a bow. And then towards the end of the Cathedral,
Shall we be back?
we'll end up in Rosaria's chamber and we'll just reallocate the points. Or maybe we'll hang on to the 2 extra points of Dex until we're ready for the build to be final, and then put them back where we need them. That way we have the bow available, at least until we get a ring that'll give us some more Dex when we need it. But I recommend doing the same. The giants are a pain in the ass if you can't shoot them in the face with a fucking arrow, so we'll go 12 strength, 12 Dex for now, but overall we want 12 and 10. We already did the loop around the lower section, so we're gonna go straight up through the graveyard. Torch in hand. A store greatsword. Executioner's greatsword. Great weapon that has strike damage. Undead bone shard over here. It's a good idea to skip taking the stairs up and grabbing this. Do like I did and drop down. Much less ambushy if you take it from that angle. And we're not even going to bother going back there and dealing with the evangelist and our henchmen right now, or ever. Items just not even worth going back there for. Fuck it. We want to make sure we open up all the doors as you go. That way we guarantee that we see patches in the area and keep that storyline going with Sigurd and him, and Grey Rat for that matter. And if you're looking for any deep gems, the deacons and I believe the thralls inside the cathedral as well can drop deep gems. Of course, we're going for the dark build, so the deep will give us dark damage, but it does not scale. So ultimately, we don't want to use them, but early on, they'll do the trick if you want them. And speaking of deep gems, there's one right here. As I get slapped with a fucking book. Don't forget about the fucking slime thing that drops down on your head. Pick up the Lloyd sword ring. That'll come in handy when dealing with one of the bosses coming up. You want to make sure to kill this crossbow guy. If you leave him alive, he'll shoot at you while you're down in the sludge below. Shoot. Deep Braille Divine Tome. Want that the dark spells. For his armor as well as his weapon. And like I said, we're going to open up all the doors. As well as pull the levers. I'll raise up all the bridges, or the gates, whatever you want to call them. And off to the left is number 2. You can definitely cheese this giant with arrows if you like. I prefer to just head in with either a fire weapon or keep some fire bombs handy and attack his feet. Just gotta watch out for the slimes, which is why I choose fire. We're just going to avoid all the enemies in this area. We'll just stay on the edge, run around, do a half circle, and then go into the elevator. Next door at the top of the elevator. Here's Patches. Don't forget to head over here and grab a few dual charms. Okay, I guess that wasn't important.
Shame on you, you greedy guts.
Greedy guts. Says insatiable winch. And now we'll just head right on down, open up the second shortcut. Make sure to head down the corridor, and the second path off to the right will be the arbalest crossbow, which is, it's my personal favorite crossbow aside from the Avalon. Has the highest damage output. And right over here, get our second blessed gem. With this Cathedral Knight, you really want to watch those crossbow shots. They stagger you quite a bit and can knock you off. So wait for him to shoot, and then jump down, and watch for that second shot. Because if when you land and it takes some of your HP from the drop, if you get hit with his crossbow, it'll end up killing you. Where we want to buy Sigurd's armor. You do not have to buy the shield in order to drop it for him down in the well. And when you run around towards Rosaria's room, make sure to go to the end and kill this guy to get the red sign soapstone. And as long as you killed Longfinger Kirk in the room, we'll pick up his armor. We'll join the Covenant. But if you give her any tongues, you will piss off Cirrus and you'll no longer be able to finish her quest. So do not give her any tongues. You can reallocate your attributes and you can alter your appearance, but do not give tongues, and do not equip the Covenant either. For this fight, I do like to summon Horus as well as Anri. I don't really fuck with Cirrus too much. She doesn't do great in boss fights, honestly, and she uses an S-stock. We want help that can do more of a crowd control and hit more than one enemy at a time. Don't forget to utilize your Symbol of Avarice helmet. Get all the souls you can. Sit at the bonfire one time. Get the Archdeacon armor to appear. If you're a lady, the skirt works out really well. Has good defense for elements. Oh. If you like the Cathedral armor or anything from the Cathedral Knights, this is the spot to farm them. And at this point, we can buy the key to get up in the tower and bring patches into the shrine. We'll pick up the Firekeeper's soul and give it to the Firekeeper. We are not going to heal our dark sign. We're going to go for the hollow ending. Alright, so the next boss is going to be the fucking Abyss Watchers. So we're going to try and get the Firekeeper stuff. If you die a few times, so be it. We need to hollow out fully, so we finish off the free levels from Mule. If you kill the Abyss Watchers before you finish off the 5 free levels, he's gonna leave and you miss out on the ending and everything else that goes with it. So we'll go for this, and then we'll make sure that we die enough times if we happen to get it on our first try, and make sure we get all the levels before we continue on. Lucky me. Oh. Pick up the Estus ring. And now patches will be here in the shrine. Do not forgive. Get a gold coin. And he's the only one you can purchase for now. The red bug pellets, the black fire bombs, rusted coins, alluring skull, poison arrows. Make sure you talk to Anri.
Oh, we spoke. We read them all.
Finish out the levels with Yule.
Ah, you have attained ample strength.
Oh, I am thanks. Allow me. Another battle bearer for the and I.
Buy the Londor Braille Divine Tone from her. When you have the money, pick up the Dark Hand. Great weapon at the low levels. Now we're going to take on the Abyss Watchers. First, we're going to go ahead and summon the Londor Pale Shade. we're going to use the human pine resin to get dark damage on our weapon. If you need a second person for help, you can use the dried finger, and you can summon the Black Hand Goddards or Cyrus right here. This boss can be parried and easily backstabbed as well. Wait until he focuses on the NPC you summoned and then just backstab him. Blondor Pale Shade is probably the best summon out of the three for this fight. I feel like he or she, whichever it is, does a really good job in boss fights. I'm just gonna make it to the first bonfire and then take off. I need some Carthus Rouge and might as well get another bone shard to up our Estus healing before we go in for the dancer. One thing about this area, it is definitely a better way to go if you just head down instead of straight ahead. Much easier of a route. Don't forget to keep the storyline for Anri going.
To my, not, yeah, horror, and
and we want to go in and grab this ring, go off to the left, and then to the right. You only have to break one pot. Carthus Milk Ring, increase our dex. If you're looking for a Carthus Curved Sword, this is a great place to farm it with the two skeletons with the shields. The bonfire's right up here. Just go back and forth. Also, you can farm sharp gems here as well. I definitely recommend doing it in the Ashes of Arendelle DLC instead, with that Corvian Knight that drops from the first bridge. Just shoot him with arrows. It's a lot easier. They have a higher drop rate. One item you can get while you're still here, if you are having trouble with the dancer at a low level, head over and grab the blood ring. It'll give you those few extra frames of those few extra iframes. It made a difference when I was first starting the dancer when I was at a low level. And when you get to the Firelink Shrine, talk to old Grumpy Pants over here.
This could
Also talk to Hawkwood. Should give you a ring. And after this, he'll probably leave the shrine. And this is my last level up I'm gonna do. I'm hitting 35 right now. I'm gonna head over to Rosaria after I do this and take those dex points out and probably put one in Vigor and then one in endurance. Alright, so check it out. I reallocated my points. I've got 27 Vigor, 18 Endurance, and I stuck with a 12 Strength and 10 Dex, and just left Intelligence and Faith at 15-15. As soon as we can get the coal needed to do the infusion for dark weapons, I'm gonna take points out and put them back into Faith for the infusion. But for now, since we can't scale anything up or get any damage out of dark weapons, keep all those points into health. And I'm going to be using a raw reinforced club, the one that does bleed damage. I put on the Estus ring to that way each time I heal it should fill me all the way up, and that'll kick in the Lloyd's shield ring at the same time. Extra protection against the fire off the dancer's weapon, and the blessed Estus. Hopefully this goes well. So killer.
What on earth?
Pick up the item, buff. And I also got the kukris on when she's spinning around. Keep that bleed built up. Run in for a couple of hits right away. With this fight, you want to focus on evading. Do a lot of rolling attacks. Stay at her backside. Watch out. So you gotta know which ones to dodge and hit, and which ones to dodge and just get the hell out of there. Oh, I think I'm fucked. Alright, so the first time didn't go so well. I'm ditching the bleed. Going with just pure damage with the Millwood battle axe. Hopefully this goes better. I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the axe for now. Before I go back to Firelink Shrine, I'm going to go open up the first bonfire in Lothric Castle. If you're worried about losing the souls, I mean, by all means, head back to the shrine and spend them, and then do the bonfire. But for now, just go straight ahead, and we'll stay off to the left. I'm not going to fuck with the first two knights, we'll kill the third. You just stay around the edge. Stick by the elevator until the knight walks away. Pick up your souls, and then make a dash for the stairs. Immediately turn right. Kill this guy. Oh. And then just hang out here until the knight goes by and down the stairs. Kill the next one though. keep them away from the priest guy over there, though. Otherwise, the fight will get much more difficult. When he runs at you, just hit him before he gets a chance to hit you. Rinse and repeat.
Well, this is fat.
And now we have the Carthus Pyromancy too. Get a little bit better pyromancies. So now we head into Lothric Castle. We'll clear out all the items out of here, open it all up, and then save the boss for later. And to deal with the dragons, we're just gonna fucking shoot them with arrows and cheese them to death. Once the poison's... And now we're free to roam about the level without worrying about them. So head off to the left and then down around the lower area here. We're not going to hop down there quite yet. Head back around. And drop down from this side. Grab that undead bone shard under the bridge. And now we're going to cheese the Outrider Knight. You want to get his attention through the wall. The longer the weapon you have, the better you'll do in this case. We're going to attack him through the wall and kill him. We just got to get his attention and draw him closer to start off with. You want to watch for the frost. You'll see it through the wall. And you want to keep yourself between the wall and the railing here. That way you can roll backwards and not worry about falling off. And when he attacks, he'll do 3 attacks, like 3 sets of attacks. It could be 3 single attacks or a combo and a single attack. But he always attacks in sets of 3. Get the Irithyll Rapier, and now we're gonna hop down and grab everything out of this area. We're gonna skip the sniper crossbow. Now when you head into this room on this side, just make a dash straight for the ladder and head up. Up onto the stairs. I usually camp out in the stairs and take the guys on as they run up. They'll be coming from the bottom as well as the top. Stun them with fire. Run in, get in, and attack or 2. And then back off.
open up the gate. Draw this guy out. And head straight up. Pick up the red tearstone ring. We'll head up and around to pick up the knight's ring to raise our strength. And instead of fighting this knight here, I'm just gonna run right by him. Make sure we get this door open. And once you take care of the knight, you can either close the game out and reset it, so if you don't want to fight him, you don't have to. Or you can die to him like I fucking did. He's a fucking pain in the ass. We'll pray to the altar, get the praise the sun gesture. And then we'll just take care of this last pussum man down here with fire bombs or arrows, your choice. Sunlight straight sword, Bible sword to use with this build as well. The Braille Divine Tome of Lothric, pick up some late game miracles. And there's one more item that's totally optional. It's up to you if you want to get it or not. We'll just run back up into here. Back out on the ledge where the red tearstone ring was. You can drop down at the break in the railing. Pick up the Caetha's chime. Yeah, it's actually not a bad miracle catalyst to use. Since the spell buff scales with intelligence as well as faith, it works really well if you want to use any miracles with this build. But that's it. We'll leave the Dragon Slayer armor for later. We'll head back to the shrine. Now we make our way to Gundyr to get the prisoner's chain and the Hornet ring. That's the shard over here. This is also the spot you'll want to come to farm the dark gems. These slugs under here can drop the gems. Just watch your health though. Now we got the shortcut open. I'm gonna go hit the bonfire and come right back. take these two guys out with a bow. Avoid taking any damage so you go into the boss fight full health. The far one automatically drops the blue stone plate ring, or the magic stone plate ring. We're gonna bring in Hawkwood with us. There's no special tricks to this fight. Lightning does the best damage. So just take him out. Pick up the Path of the Dragon Gesture, get us into Dragon's Peak later on. There's not much to this whole area, so I'm just going to skip right ahead to the boss fight. So Gundyr does only physical damage, so make sure you put on armor that is all physical resistance. You don't need to waste any points if you don't have to on any resistance for any elements or anything. I'm going to summon the Sword Master. Get off my dick. And right to the side of the entrance is the Black Knight glaive. So we'll take out all the Black Knights, make our way over and grab the Hornet ring. Pick up the Hornet ring. Coiled sword fragment. Since we're not going to be needing any slabs, this can definitely take the place of any homeward bones.
Well, what?
The handmaid here sells Artorias' armor. The priestess ring to increase faith, which is one of the rings that I utilize for this build. And that's it out of here.
Best not tarry long.
And that's it. The only thing you can stick around to do is farm the Black Knights if you need their armor. But yeah, now we're good to go. We'll go hook up on the prisoner's chain, and this build is starting to come together. Now with the prisoner chain on, you can raises up your vitality so you can equip better armor, more health, more endurance. The game should become a decent amount easier from this point on.